Waiting for roommate. So
I have one more question.
sure.
Could you repeat how to connect to AWS using CLI interface? Like what
Oh,
I need to install?
okay, sure. Yeah, so people are admit all. Yeah, for your request, I would like to tell you one thing. So if you want to connect from your, from your console or else from your local machine to your AWS machine, okay. So only one, we have two options. One is SDK and second one is a CLI. Okay. For that one depends upon your operating system, what we are using. So we have to download the corresponding the software. The name of the software is AWS CLI. Can download install. I'm using the Windows operating system so that you can go for downloading the AWS CLI download in Windows. If you click on this one, so you can select the first link, and here we have a link, and so you can scroll down. Here we have operating systems, right? And select the which operating system you are using. And and here we have a download of file is there, and you just download it. Once downloadation is done, then we can install this one. After that one, we can open the your command prompt. So once if you open the your command prompt, then you can use the command is AWS configure. So this is the command. It could help you for configure from your CLI to your AWS account. Okay. So by the time it is asking that AWS access key of your IAM user, and so how you can this AWS access key and security key which is provided by the your AWS admin when you're joining to the company. Okay. But of how we can create your own way. So if you are the root user, or if you are the admin, okay, you can have an option for creating the IAM user, and you can set your your access keys and the security keys. Okay. So how we can do that actually? So here we have IAM service. So you can click on that IAM management console. Then here we have a user. So here we have a user. Okay. So uh, by the time you can create the ad user. So once if your ad user is created, okay, once if your user is created, okay, so here we have a security credentials, and if you select this one, so here we have an option for creating the access key and security key. Once access key and security key is created, then we can download, and we can keep it the access key and security key in a safe mode, so that with help of that security key and access key, we can log in from your AWS CLI to your AWS account. Clear?
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yep. So that's what we did in our previous session actually. So this session, I want to use our time for understanding that AWS computing. So for understanding the computing, first we can go for okay. So this is my AWS account, right? So I log in with my credentials, and you guys are also log in with your own credentials. And if you select all the services, and the recording of Monday 07 is not available, can you upload it to the session? Actually, there could be an issue with that particular recording. Okay. YouTube, which is blocked that video. I don't know why. Okay, I can try to upload into the another resource, and I can give the link soon. Okay. Yep. See guys, so the second, so far we are understanding that security identity complaints, under that one we have seen only IAM service. Okay. And if you thoroughly understood this IAM service, then we can concentrate on the computing. So what is computing? Can anyone explain me what is computing? What is compute? Can anyone explain it? Can anyone explain what is compute? Anyone?
Different types of services.
No.
Different processes, if I'm not wrong.
Different processes. What process?
Like functions, different function.
Different functions. Okay. Next.
To compute means to give instructions to the processor and perform specific task regarding that instructions.
Okay.
The
What else?
process of storing data and giving back to the client, like cloud computing.
Okay, so simple thing is that, it's a very simple thing. Compute means, for example, if you have one particular application and you can run that particular application. Let me show you one small example. For example, in my computer, I am open the Paint. So Paint is one application, right? I am running the Paint application. Okay. If I run the application, run as administrator, right? Whenever I'm running this application, okay, so it could be open or not. So by the time it could use your RAM, and it could use your processor, okay, and it could use your hard disk also, right? Right or not? That means when you're running some application in your mission, it will use some kind of resources, your computer resources. That term we are calling it's a compute. Is it clear my point? What does mean that compute? Compute means, okay, the power of running of some application that we are calling it, say, compute. So basically, in terms of AWS compute, so we are, see, the Paint application I'm running on my local machine. So physically, my machine, which is available in front of me, and I open this Paint on my machine. So it's a local, okay. But some situation, when it comes to the AWS compute, okay, you might have the mission, but it was in a remote mission actually, okay, which is not available physically with you, okay, which is there in somewhere. See, I already told you. So AWS in global infrastructure, right? What is AWS global infrastructure? What is AWS global infrastructure? What is AWS global infrastructure?
Different types of server in different locations.
Okay. Okay. Simple thing is that, AWS global infrastructure means, and AWS, it was installed the various data centers, right? Data centers, it could have the physical servers. Okay, the data center, in the data centers, they are installed the various physical servers. Okay. See, I am the user. Okay. And I want to use some compute. I want to use some services. I want to use some server. Okay. Then I want to deploy one particular application, web application. I want to deploy the one web application. Okay. See, I'm the user. I created one web application in my local mission, and this web application could be used by various end users. Okay. By the time what he can do actually, he can create some kind of domain name, right? Or a DNS, right? Or else some kind of IP address, right? So this is the web application. He can deploy it in physical servers in a data centers. Okay. Yes or no? So whenever he deployed this application on physical servers on AWS data centers, so how we can access this one? Actually, he was in somewhere else, and these physical servers are somewhere else, right? Okay. So he can access the servers remotely, right? So that we are calling it, say, remote servers. So basically the AWS, which is providing the various remote servers, so that we are calling it, say, computes. Okay. Is there any question, guys? So that we can deploy the various applications.
Remotely, we can deploy various applications.
Yes. Now, when comes to the computing, okay, so there are three type of computing techniques are there. One is virtual machines, okay, and second one is the serverless. And third one is the container service, containers. So container services. These three are it's a computing only. Even computing and containers could be part of the same thing. Okay, so that's the reason you can see the the images, the logo could be approximately same. You can see this is the compute, right? This is the compute. It could have some logo, right? And when it comes to the container, also approximately same. Okay, so the AWS, which is giving that three type of computing. One is servers, okay, virtual machines. Virtual machines means it's a servers, okay, and second one is a serverless, and third one is the container services. These three are the computing services in AWS. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for example, so each and every, for example, serverless in the sense when you want to deploy, application, I don't need the server actually. Okay. So I want to deploy the application, then we can go for the serverless computing. Okay. Under the serverless computing, we might have, we have a various, services are there in a virtual missions. Virtual missions means the missions which is accessed virtually, but the missions which are physically available in data centers. The data centers are, it's a buildings. Inside of the buildings, there are some physical servers are there. Those physical servers we can access through virtually. Okay, there are various virtual missions computings are there. The first one is the Amazon Elastic Computing Cloud. That means EC2. And next one is, okay, this is the EC2 is the virtual mission. Okay, and EC2, Amazon EC2 auto scaling. So here we have auto scaling, right? It's not, it's Amazon EC2 and Amazon Light Sile. Okay, so this is also, it's a server virtual machine. And next one is cloud on AWS. No, VMware on cloud, VMware cloud on AWS, and AWS outposts. So you can see this one, AWS outpost. This is also hybrid server. Basically, this VMwares we can run on premises. Okay, and AWS wavelength, wavelength. This is also a wavelength, AWS wavelength. It could also be like virtual machines only. And coming to the container services, here we have Elastic Container Registry and Elastic Container Services and Elastic Kubernetes Services and Red Hat OpenShift services on AWS. These are the four type are the container based services. And serverless computings are your AWS Lambda. Okay, so AWS Lambda and AWS Serverless Application Repository, and AWS Fargates, and this could be like serverless computings. Okay, see, this session we are not concentrating on this all actually. We are going to be understanding the EC2. EC2 means Elastic Cloud Computing. Okay, so if you click on that, if you click on that EC2 service, so here we have various options, right? Instances and images, okay, and Elastic block stores and network and security and load balancing and auto scaling. Okay, like various options are there. Okay, this it's a subcategory of EC2 service. Okay, so if the EC2 is working because of this sub things are there or sub services are there, which is provided by the AWS only. Okay, so that the EC2 can work in a better way. So let me admit this guy. Okay, yep. See guys, when it comes to the EC2, okay, so EC2 means it's an instance. What is instance? Can anyone tell me what is instance? What is instance?
Server.
Instance, of course, it's a server. Okay, what else? General term, when the programming object-oriented program like Java developers, .NET developers, or Python developers could use anywhere in an instance. Instance means it's something like an object, right? Okay. So something object means something we can, do some kind of operations. Now that we are calling it object. So here, so we are talking about EC2 instance, and the ETC instance means it's a one virtual machine. See how exactly the AWS could able to use this EC2 service. Let me take this example actually. If you want to understand that, AWS EC2 instance, so you need to know that, AWS. Okay, this is one availability zone. Okay, actually availability zone in the sense internally we might have the various, data centers, but you don't know which data center the server we are accessing. Okay, so we know only availability zone only, but internally availability zone we have a data center. The data center we cannot see in the AWS web app, but it could be there actually. Okay, yeah. See, for example, in AWS we have the virtual private cloud VPCs are there. Okay, so VPC means what? Virtual private cloud. So in this particular virtual virtual private cloud, we might have the physical servers up. Okay, I want to use this particular servers. Okay, so here we have the hypervisor is there. Okay, on top of it. So hypervisor, which is giving that VMware. So VMware in the sense you guys are here. Okay, and this is your laptop, and you are in, for example, you are in USA. Okay, and your laptop, I mean, use there in the sense your laptop which is there in USA. Okay, on USA of laptop, and you are installed that one particular VMware, right? That is your EC2 instance that we are calling it a VMware. Okay, so this is virtual machine. Virtual machine means, and with help of this mission we can access physical mission in a AWS cloud. So how we can do that actually? So here we have an hypervisor is there. With help of that one, it can be providing that to virtual machines. Okay, so don't think too much about those concepts actually. So it's a pretty simple things, but
Sorry, I have one question.
Yep.
Yeah, so TeamViewer and AnyDesk are kind of like hypervisors that we can
Yeah.
access from anywhere.
Yep. So remotely we are accessing, right, some missions. Okay, but that is application. See what the team viewer or else Zoom, this everything, it could be like applications. Okay, those applications, it could accessing the physical mission from somewhere else. Okay, and we are working on it. Okay, so if your application is not working, we cannot access that one, right? But when it comes to this one, it's a mission. The physical mission, it could be available somewhere else, and we're accessing, and we are running that one with help of the VMware. Okay, and we are working on that particular virtual mission from your VMware. Okay, but similarities could be there, but not exactly same.
Okay,
Clear?
understood. It's called hypervisor, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay, now I hope you understood. And what exactly EC2? EC2 is nothing but it's a one kind of virtual machine computing. Okay, so that means we can create the virtual machine on your local. For example, this is my laptop. Okay, this is my PC. Okay, on top of PC, okay, we can launch and we can access AWS virtual machine or AWS server. Okay, how we can do practically, we'll see now. Okay, so and here we have instance, right? And I'm just launching that new instance. So here we have instance is there, and so launch the new instance and click on the it's a just default instance I'm running it. Okay, in future we can create our own instance also. So for that one we need to know lot many concepts like security group, and we need to know that VPC, and we need to know that internet gateways, and we need to know that VPC peering. Okay, a lot of concepts we need to know actually. Okay, like we are giving that I want to be deploy one application, and or else I want to create one server, that is my web server. So simply what we can do, we can give that server name. This is the server name, and when you're opening, so the name of the server, the name of the server is, it's a web server. Okay, So here we have Amazon mission image is there. So that means Amazon, AWS, which is giving some kind of operating systems, application and operating system images. Okay. So AWS is providing the some operating system. Those operating systems are, it's a AWS mission images. Okay. We have lot of images are there. So if you want to see those things, so here we have an option images is there, and here we have AMI catalog is there. We just click on this one. So here we have multiple options are there. My AMI, that means you can create your own virtual, you can create your own image. Your image means it's an operating system. Okay. So you can create your own image, and we can deploy this image on top of EC2 instance, so that we can use the any physical resources virtually. Okay. Okay, we can access any virtual missions. We can access any physical resources virtually. Okay. But for unfortunately, I'm not aware of it. I'm not created any my own AMI images. And meanwhile, in a market, in a AWS marketplace, we have third-party AMIs are there. That means some people, they were created some applications. They were created some kind of images. That means they created some operating systems. Simply, we can access those operating systems. We can deploy on your EC2 instance, and we can use the same like your operating system. Okay. But the AWS is also providing the community of AWS. That means AWS is providing some images. Approximately there are 500 images they are provided for us. Okay. And in market we have 8,145 images are there. But I'm not created my own. I'm not created my own image. But we have a feasibility. You can create your own IAM, and we can use it. AMI. AMI means Amazon Mission Image. That means you can create your own operating system, and that operating system we can deploy on your EC2, and we can use it. Clear? And some of the operating systems are available in a third-party AMIs, and we can access those things, and we can deploy on it, and we can use it. And the community of AMI also, the community of AWS is providing some operating systems, and which are approximately 500 operating systems are there. Okay. And some of the operating systems are, it's a free, and we can deploy that operating system on top of your EC2 instance, so that we can access. Okay. Fine, guys. Now, this is the image I want to deploy on my EC2 instance. So simply we can click on the instance and launch instance. When you launch the instance, and it will asking that, the server name, you can give any server name. Okay, so web server. And here I'm choosing the operating system. For example, Windows, I'm choosing the Windows operating system. Okay. You can use any one of operating system. The AWS, which is providing that, Linux based, and Mac operating systems, and which is providing the Windows based also. Okay. And when I selected the Windows, here we have a free trial eligibility is there, and there, Microsoft AWS Server 2022 base, and here AMI of 17680D. This is AMI ID. This AMI, right? This of 176. This is your AMI ID. Okay. And you can select any one of it. It's a free trial only. So you can select, sorry. Again, we can launch. Give the name, web server. I'm launching the one web server. And selecting your operating system. I'm selecting the Windows operating system. And you can select this inside of Windows operating system. We have various IAMs are there. Sorry, AMIs are there. You can select the free trial. And so here we have architecture. It's a 64-bit x86, and this is your AMI ID, and so which is verified provider, so that secure with it could have some kind of security for us. And so configure resources. like what is your RAM and what is the CPU, which CPU. vCPU means virtual CPU, okay, and GAB, it's your RAM. Current generation, it's a true. On demand Linux pricing and on demand, that means it can be supported for the Windows operating system, it can be supported for Linux also, okay. And so here we can create our own key pairs. And for example, if you don't have your key pair values, then click on the create new key pair and give the names. And this is my web server key pair. With help of this key pair only we can access, and it could be like PEM file, and it can be download. So once if you select this one, it start downloading actually. Once it is downloading, and once downloadation is done, okay, so we can see where it is available. Yes, can see which is available somewhere else in a downloads. So keep it this one in a safe mode, okay. And so you can select this, one, and I selected the name is wrong, so like I'm giving the spelling mistake here. And so default security things we can use it. I'm not doing anything actually. So by default it is creating security group, but in real time we have to go for creating your own say existing security groups, and we have to go for creating the networking, we have to go for creating subnets, and we have to go for creating the VPCs. And then simply what I can do, we can go for the launch instance. Once if you launch the instance, which is using the AWS instance on my Mumbai region, okay. So let me wait here. So it's a pending, so it's not running. Once if it is in a running state, then we can use this EC2 instance virtually. So, but this is the server which is available in my AWS Mumbai region. In Mumbai region, there could be 3 data centers are there. We don't know which data center which is there, okay, which is available. But so we are accessing that mission from your computer, okay. Now I am in USA, right? So from USA, I'm accessing that mission from Mumbai. Okay, now it is running actually. So once it is running, then we can connect. So if you click on the correct, so here we have RDB client is there, right? So click on the RDB client, and so this is your DNS, and this is your username, and get password. So how can you get the password? Connect. If you're joining instance to a directory, you can use the directory credentials to your instance. So if you click on the get password, so here we can upload the private key file, right? Just before 5 minutes, I downloaded one particular file, right? You can upload this file, and which is available in my download folder, and select this file, FEM file, then which is generating the encrypt the password. Okay, so this is the password. Okay, you can use this password, and this is your username, and so this is your public DNS, and with help of this one, we can access your virtual machine. So how you can access the virtual machine? For that one, we have the remote desktop is there, which is already there in my local computer. If it is not there, here we have a download the remote desktop file, right? So this is the file you should download, and we should install it. But in my Windows machine, this file is already available, so that I'm open that remote desktop. So you can select this one, and okay. So options, and so here, this is my public DNS, and you can copy this public DNS and paste here. Okay, and what is the username? Administration is my username, and give the username, and allow me save credentials. Connect, click on the connect. So here it is asking that, credentials, password, right? You can copy this password and we can give it here. Okay. And then, okay. So yes, click on S. So which is open. I mean, it is connecting my mission. See, you can see EC2 15206 153 minus -90 AP South, right? So this is the region. So this is my address. This is my mission, which is available on the Mumbai region, and I'm accessing from Kansas. Okay. Just a minute. And you can see this is my local mission. This is my local mission, and this is my virtual mission. So this is my virtual mission, right? It is looks like operating. It is like looks like computer only, right? But this is the computer which is available in Mumbai region that I'm accessing from somewhere else remotely. So that that is exactly EC2 instance. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? How you can create? It's a basic thing actually. But in upcoming sessions, what I can do, how you can create your own instance. This is default options. With help of the default options, we created this instance. But we have to go for give your own VPCs and how exactly the ECT is working. That everything I can explain you tomorrow's. In the next class. And so what I can try to explain you, and you can try to go for create your own EC2 instance with the default options, and we can try to connect it. Okay. Any questions? Any questions?
Nope.
All right. So can you do this thing? And you can go for creating your own EC2 instance with the default options. And we can try to connect from your local machine to your EC2 instance, so that you will know that how it is working. And so you can go and download the applications as well. For example, if you want to download anything, I want to download the Google Chrome in my local machine. Actually, it's a 1 GB of RAM, right? And so the mission, it could be little slow because it's a free trial. But in real time, AWS missions are too fast. Got you. But I'm using the free trial so that it's a little bit of slow. Not little bit, very slow. Yes, guys, this is for today's session. I hope you got entire information regarding about computing, and before that one, I want to tell you the life cycle of the EC2 instance. So for life cycle of EC2 instance, for that one, we can go for the or just let me go for points. Okay. You can see, guys. Okay. So this is AWS cloud computing, right? Here we have a three type of compute options are there: virtual machines, containers, and serverless. And what are the virtual mission services are there? What are the container based services are there? What are the serverless computing services are there that I already shared with you? And so basically we have the AMI, Amazon mission image is there that we have to deploy on EC2 instance, so that we can able to access, you can use any virtual missions. Okay. Now we can able to go for understanding this one, like EC2 instant life cycle. First we have to launch the EC2 instant. So initially it was pending, and once pending state is done, it was running stage. That means whenever it is running and that means we can use that particular service, and your work is done. I want to stop that one. And once if you stop this one, then whatever the things, I mean, you're open some applications and you stopped. Okay. Then it could be stopped actually. Then again it went for the pending, and then it could be start again. By the time whatever you are not saved something, that means maybe you can lose that information. But when you're stopping, if you choose this stop hibernate, then whatever you are open in mission and you stopped, right? Once if you open again, then the files could be there actually. Okay, it could not be deleted anymore. Okay. Next, if you want to reboot means like restart and something else. The mission which it can be alive. Okay, so which just you are rebooting it, and like it's not shut down, it's just rebooting it. Okay, like whenever you shut down, then it could be go for the termination. Okay, so once it is terminated, so the data what we are saved inside of that particular computer, you lost actually. Okay, after you stopping also you can terminate it. So this way the EC2 instant life cycle is there. So that practically we'll see now. And you just open the EC2 instance, and so here we have EC2 instance, right? Just click on that one, and here we have instances. And just now I created, and now it was the state of running, right? Okay, it was running state, right? Now what I can do here, we have here we have instance state. So basically it's a running, so we have to stop this one, then only. Okay, now we can close this one. Yes, you are closing, you're not stopping actually. Okay, you're closing. Okay, so we can select this one, and here we have a instance state, stop instance, reboot instant, and terminate instant. Reboot in the sense you are not you're not stopping actually, just restarting. Okay, so reboot. Once if it is rebooting, then so the mission is restarting again. Okay, next one is here we have a instance state, and so I want to be stop the instance, then simply we can click on the stop instance so that your mission could be stopped. And I want to be terminate this one, then here we have an option for hibernate. Hibernate means whatever operations are there that I want to be stay safe, then we can use the hibernate. And terminate in the sense totally you're deleting your instance. So best practice is that once if you're creating the instance, your work is done and your practical work is done, try to be go for terminate your instance. Otherwise what happens, it may unnecessary billings will happens. Okay, clear, right? So guys, that's for today's session. Hopefully you enjoyed this particular session, and we'll meet by tomorrow about continuation of EC2 instances. Okay guys, thank you. And if you have any questions,
Thank
please
you.
ask me, then I can try to answer your
Thank you.
questions. Yep. Bye, take care.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Yeah, can we it's starting at 9, so can we do at 9:15 or 9:20 like that, if it is possible?
Okay, I can note it, and so I can update you. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank
But
you.
but we have some another trainings. It may collide with another training.
So what are the
Oh,
by what time?
10 o'clock. There is one more training.
Okay, then I can try to finish it on before 10 o'clock then. Okay. Got you. I can try to complete the session before 10 o'clock in
Yeah.
every day. Okay, so that it never collide.
thank you.
Yes, take care. Bye. See you guys.